Christian Witness here. It's time for another reflection on Psalm 23. If you remember in Psalm 23, I might have lost my spot, but let's see. Remember when I gave some characteristics and I did say that on this part was hope? You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. And I had put in the side that it was hope. And that's what I want to talk about today, a little bit about hope. About how we hope in God and that we place our trust in God and His faithfulness to hear us and to help us. And I just thought, that would be something good to really reflect on. And it's probably be even a good reflection on just hope for more than one day even. But I was looking at, what did Paul say about hope in the Bible? Paul uses the word hope 46 times in 39 verses of King James Bible. Bible verses in Romans 12:12 teach us that we are to rejoice in hope, be patient in suffering, and persist in prayer. Romans 12:9 clearly says that God is a source of hope who can fill us with joy and peace as we believe in Him. And where is hope found in the Bible? You can find it in Jeremiah 29:11. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans for welfare and not for evil, to give you a future and a hope. Hebrews 10:23, let us hold fast the confession of our hope without wavering, for He who promised is faithful. And the Christian hopes in the assured presence of God who hears when they call, knowing that reconciliation has been secured by Christ's blood. God's continued presence is a living stream that pours into the life of the believer. And that's in Psalm 1. This gives us hope because we are never alone. And let us hold unswervingly to the hope we profess, for He who promised is faithful. And that's in Hebrews 10:23. And I'm going to read that in my Bible. When life struggles and storms toss you about, set hope as you anchor. We have this hope as an anchor for the soul, firm and secure. Hebrews 6:19. So first I'm going to read 10:23 in Hebrews. Let us hold on to the confession of our hope without wavering, for He who promises faithful. And remember, we already talked about it, that God's not man that He can lie. In Hebrews 6:19, let me turn to that. We have this hope like a sure and firm anchor of the soul that enters the inner sanctuary behind the curtain. I just wanted to say, maybe for a nice homework assignment, and me included, I'm going to reflect more on hope and what it means to me, and maybe continue with it for our next meet and greet with Psalm 23, is that I find again and again, like, you read the scriptures on a regular, you look into things, you see things, and you experience things in your own life, and you start to say, well, I'm learning how to really place my hope and faith in God and His faithfulness, and believe in it because of the experiences that you're having. And just when God gets you through things, or things, work out or whatnot, I just think that sometimes, like, when things really look hopeless, and we've all been there. We've all been in a situation where it looks bad. but you made it through. And it doesn't do any good to worry or to complain. It doesn't do any good at all. But to really put your trust in God, that takes a lot of practice and prayer. And experiencing when you trust in God and things really do happen for our good. Like I was talking about in another story where I was talking about Andy and how I did learn and took away a life lesson from that experience. And it's just like, you might have something like that in your life that I'm not really sure how to put it. How pardon me. But I was thinking with hope that I know, okay, I'll give you a story. I have a story that just came to mind. I remember as a teenager that I went over to a friend's grandmother's house. And we would stop by every so often and say hi to her. And I remember she had these little bumper stickers, and what did they say? I didn't have a car at the time, but she had given me some bumper stickers, and it said, I want to say God is love, but I want to say it was more like God loves you. And to me, that you really have to believe God loves you. And take it as a truth to really is a springboard to anything else, to have faith and hope or whatnot, and to trust God. I think that has to be at the center of it. And I remember taking that bumper sticker, even though I didn't have a car at the time, and I really wanted to believe that, that God really did love me and, all this kind of stuff. Because, like I said, I always felt like, I don't know, like I wasn't really taken seriously. I wasn't the favorite. I wasn't in a popular group. I wasn't the one that got a lot of notice and recognition, if you will. And I would say that I desperately wanted to believe that God really did, love me and stuff. And it was like, I remember looking at that bumper sticker, looking at it and, thinking, and I mean, this was years ago. This was in high school, so obviously I can't remember to the extent did I really believe it. But I think over time that when I really started studying the Bible and reading the Bible, that God isn't man and can lie, and God is very faithful, and he's also very concerned about man, and it's not like he's off doing his own thing in the heavens, and then we're off doing, and he's not paying attention, but he is paying attention, and he is concerned about us on earth. And it does matter what we do on earth, and that you see that when he is dealing with people in the different stories throughout the Bible. You start to realize, wait a minute, okay, God is concerned and he's aware of what's going on. And then I think when you start realizing that and you start seeing it, heaven is never taken by surprise by anything. You can't, like, God didn't see this one coming. I mean, that's not going to be in this. God didn't see this one coming. Those two things aren't going to be God's name and he didn't see it coming. It's going to be in the same sentence. Might be in the same sense talking about me, but not God. He's not surprised. He saw it coming, you know. He knew all about it. And that's what I'm saying about placing your hope and your trust in God as a true shepherd, and to follow him and all the days of our life, no matter where it brings us. And we can always pray, God, you know, I'm having a hard time, you know, I'm trusting and believing you today. Please help me. We can always say that prayer. Please help me. Please help me love you, turn to you. You know, just help me get through this circumstance or whatnot. And that's what I'm saying. Prayer is a wonderful gift we have. And so that's what I really wanted to talk about. I might talk about it a little bit more tomorrow. I'm going to reflect more on hope and what it means. And, you know, until the next one, Christian Witness out. And I'm going to be thinking about hope. Okay. See y'all.